Hello there, boys and girls, and all of those in between. My name is Melina Bitchcock, and I want to welcome you to Bitch Talk with Bitchcock, my very own talk show where I get to, interview some of the best performers from all over. And I'm so happy because my special guest this week is rising deep from the ashes and ready to show her fiery fury, the one and only Jessica Rabbid.
Hello, Melina. How are you doing?
Hey, girl, how you doing? Are you surviving quarantine over there?
Oh, girl, I've been working. I'm one of those essential people.
Oh my God. Girl, I mean, at least you're making money. That's good.
But essentially, I'm just quarantined by myself in my office. Literally, I'm by myself like 8 hours a day. So that was fun.
Oh my God, you poor little thing. Well, I'm happy to have you here on Bitch Talk with Bitchcock because you are such a fierce queen. You are looking so fucking beautiful in your dark phoenix look.
Thank you. You know, I just wanted to show someone that you can be a fire crotch and be sexy at the same time.
Amen, girl. Preach. Well, are you ready to dive into the bulk of this interview?
Oh, I already took off my girdle. Let's do it.
Oh, girl. Well, I actually want to start at the very beginning. So why don't you tell us about your first time in drag?
Ugh. My first time in drag was one of the best and worst things in my life. So I was one of those queens that was like, okay, we'll shave my legs. It all started by one of my friends giving me a bet, telling me I couldn't do it 3 times. Of course, I love to like win, and I have to be the one that wins. That I ended up borrowing drag from one of my sisters, Robin Cox Marche from Tri-Cities. I gave all my credit to her. I borrowed one of her little skimpy little black dresses. I borrowed some of her red hair, and I went out there in my shaved legs. Another queen painted my face, and trust me, I was trying to be Adele for a minute.
Oh. Now, what was that like first experience like? Did you feel very fierce, or do you look back at that and be like, what was I fucking thinking?
Oh, looking back, I go, damn, I was pretty.
Oh, good.
But now, like looking back, I'm like, ugh, this is when I started the worst thing in my life.
Now, when was your actual first exposure to drag?
So I actually started watching drag when Drag Race season 1, when it was on, and I actually didn't really get involved until season 2, when I would like sneak upstairs and watch Logo on the cable, and everybody was asleep at like 2 in the morning. I turned the volume down as low as possible. Oh, like that was my first impression of drag, so it was fun.
So what was it about drag that actually made you want to do it?
The thing that made me want to do it was the fact that I could be someone I wasn't. And by that, it was when I was young, I was very shy, very insecure, very not confident in myself. And I saw these people going out and being so confident and so strong and so powerful. And it made me want that for myself as a boy.
I get it. You know, drag is, as we call, the armor, and it really gives us a confidence we never knew we really had in the first place. And then we put on the wig and makeup and the glamour, the outfit, and it's like a switch happens and a personality change sometimes happens, or enhancement, maybe you might say. And I almost feel unstoppable when I'm in drag. How about you, Jessica?
Oh, I'm so much more empowered. Like, I harness all that female energy because women are so powerful, like beings, that
Right.
once they tap into that inner power, they can do anything. And that's something like I love, especially about it, is that I can tap into that for a minute or 2 or 3, and I can command a presence, I can command a room, and it's just so empowering.
Oh my God, I totally agree. Now, your first time in drag, what kind of look did you go for? Were you the classic blonde bombshell as we know you for now, or did you go for something a little different?
So I was always a big boy. And so I always knew that I needed to like tuck in my stomach and wanted to have big boobs so that way I looked smaller. because that was my impression. Big boobs made you smaller. And so I found the like little halty dress that was super cute and like barely covered my tatas. I had my legs completely shaven and the skirt stopped right above my hoo-ha. So literally I was going for that streetwalker, going to the club, trying to pick up someone, like realness. That's what it was. I didn't get the plastic blonde wig. I was like, I need to have dark features. I need dark hair. Like I knew I was too white, I was too light to wear blonde.
Okay. Now, tell us a little bit about the drag character we do know now as Jessica Rabbid.
Jessica Rabbid is someone who doesn't take things too seriously. She's someone who likes to have fun, likes to empower and lift up my friends, and just someone who is a good time. I never want Jessica to ever feel like, why am I here? Blah, blah, blah. I always want Jessica to be the person that's like, hey, how's everybody doing? Let's do this. Woo! Like, that's Jessica.
I love that. And, you know, I think that's one of the most attractive things about you is, yes, you're beautiful. Yes, you have some amazing looks, but you're also really just fun to be around. And a bitch that can turn, let's say, not the most entertaining event into a fucking party, that's the girl you want to be around.
Right? And that's my thing is like, when you see people just so like, I have to do this, I have to do that, it gets so repetitive and it gets kind of boring for the audience to watch. If you can go out and predict what someone's doing, it loses all sorts of fun.
Oh my God, I totally agree, girl. Now, tell us a little bit about the personality of Jessica Rabbid, and once the wig and makeup goes on, you know, what does happen? What do you turn into?
I turn into a strong plus size woman. And by that, it is I am sexy, I'm confident, I spread confidence to anybody who might need it. I will make people think about their ideas of what's beautiful, what's sexy. And so that's just something that I turn into and push out and try to express to people.
And I think that's important, especially within our drag community, because there's a lot of bitches, as we know. And I think it's really nice to have queens like you who are willing to just be friendly and playful and really be willing to uplift your fellow queens around you.
Oh, trust me, I'm not one to be a bitch. So I'm no
Oh my goodness.
don't
You
worry,
know,
I have a tongue on me and a whip that's like a whip.
oh my goodness. You know, with a name Bitchcock, you have to know when to have a sharp tongue too. But being an empress, it kind of taught me when to keep that sharp tongue to myself and not get in trouble.
Oh, trust me, if I ever became an empress, I would still get in trouble for my tongue.
Oh my goodness. So, do you think there's a major personality change from when you do put the wig and makeup on to actual real life?
Oh yeah, very much so. As Michael, Michael is someone who's a little bit more quiet, a little bit more reserved. He's fun and outgoing, but it's not the type of he's not the type of person to walk up to someone and just throw themselves at them and say, "This is me. This is what I do." He's not like that. He's more quiet. He's more reserved. He likes to be more in the background and to do behind the scenes kind of stuff when it's his time to do that. When Jessica comes out, she wants to be front and center. She likes to be the person. She'll be outgoing and go and rub some chest hair and lick a bald-headed man's head in the middle of a number. She has so much like oomph and so much like personality that it definitely is different when you meet Michael versus Jessica.
I love that. And I love a queen that especially gets daring once they put on all the garb. And in like kind of regular life, they're a little shy, quiet, maybe a little timid. But then you put on all this and you're just like, hey girl, show me your penis.
Oh, trust me, I've seen many a few from when I asked that question at a bar.
Oh my God, me too. You know, that's like one of the few perks of being a drag queen. It's like, especially with the guys like, can I touch your boobs? It's like, well, can I touch your penis?
See, I'm the opposite though. I'm like, when women come up to me and they're like, can I touch your boobs? I'm like, can I touch yours? Yeah, these things are amazing.
I mean, I'm sure they much feel better than mine right now with your big hard socks.
Oh, mine are some chicken cutlets, so they're a little squishy, and I put them in the fridge earlier, so they're nice and cool.
Yes. Now, do you feel like drag has added a confidence for you for your everyday life?
Oh yeah. Without drag, I would say I would not be in the place that I am right now in my career. I'm very young in a career field that really is kind of goes towards the older and goes to the more experienced, and it's a very higher career profession. So by Jessica being so forward and pushing herself and selling herself, I was able to get enough confidence to be able to pursue my career and succeed in it.
Yes, queen. I love that. You know, a person that can take the confidence that we get from doing this, take it into everyday life and actually apply it to actually be successful in like the workplace. I love that. I mean, it's actually taking those real life skills that we learn from being these weird kind of diva creatures where everyone's kind of, oh my God, you're beautiful. And then we kind of take it, we sit back and say, how do I take that power and use it when I'm not wearing my armor? And I love that you fucking figured it out. That must mean you must be one smart cookie.
Oh yeah, I always tell like my drag kids are always the ones that I'm like the biggest piece of advice I ever gave them was focus on your boy self, because if your boy self is suffering, your drag self is going to suffer even more. And when you're not happy with your boy self, then you can't enjoy the girl side of it. And so I always told them, I was like, your career's number one. I was like, beauty fades, dumb as forever is a real line.
Oh my
Like
goodness.
you can do drag and have fun and do it as a career, but if your boy self is lacking in certain areas, like being secure at home, uh, not knowing when your next meal is going to come from, that's when it just doesn't work.
I feel very attacked by this. Oh, no, I mean, I love it though, because, you know, Melina comes off very confident, where Jamie, my boy persona, is kind of ditzy and kind of not the smartest cookie in the, not the brightest crayon in the pack.
Oh, we,
And what was that?
I said, oh, we know.
You bitch. But no, I think it's funny that sometimes drags brings out different sides of us. Well, Jessica, tell me a little bit about your drag style and what kind of looks we might expect from Jessica Rabbid.
So Jessica Rabbid is always going to be the comedy queen. So I always said that I was going to be the big girl, and the big girl tends to be the funny one. So I always said that I was going to be the funny and the sexy one. So you're going to see Jessica being funny and goofy and going that extra mile, but she's always going to be sexy. She's always going to show her titties and her booty, and she'll always rub her booty right in your face if you really want her to.
Oh, yes, I love it so much. Now, would you say that you prefer to be sexy, or you don't mind actually getting all formal and glammed up?
See, I think being all formal and glammed up is one of the sexiest things that you can do. Because there's this like power when you got that beautiful dress on, you put on those earrings, you put on the jewels and nails, and you put on lashes. That's what I always get told, I have to put on lashes. But there's something sexy about it. There's something sexy about feeling rich and feeling like money. And it's so empowering versus just wearing a skimpy little outfit. Because being sexy is great, but feeling empowered sexy feels even better.
Oh my God, I totally agree. And I love that you've kind of find that side of drag where it brings the confidence out of you, because with me, I don't always feel pretty. I don't always feel confident because my drag's a little obscure. It's a little abstract. And sometimes I look in the mirror like, bitch, what are you thinking? So I love that you're a queen that really goes for that hyper feminine, hyper glam, and very hyper sexy look.
Yeah, it's something that I didn't want to be the frumpy big girl some people see or some people have that idea of. And I really wanted to shake up what it is to be a big girl. A big girl is someone who is big, bold, and sexy.
Mm-hmm. Now, you also make some of your own costumes, if I am correct. What kind of goes behind some of that?
I'm a big comic book, movie, TV show person. I love taking ideas and references and making them my own. One of my favorite outfits I've ever made was after I watched the series Tudors.
Okay.
It's this big shoulder piece moment. It has all the ruffles and fringe stones, and it has little tassels on it. And it looks very Victorian. It looks very regal and rich. And it's one of my favorite things. And I stole it from so many different ideas and so many different shows. And then like my Dark Phoenix look, I reference a lot of comic book superheroes because to me they were the epitome of sexy.
Yes, absolutely. Now,
Go ahead.
oh, no problem. Thank you, baby. Now, I love superheroes also because, again, they do epitomize sexiness, but they also epitomize power.
Oh yeah, that goes on saying about how women have this strength and women have this inner power in them that makes them so great and makes us want to be them for 10 minutes. It's just something about their confidence that just is amazing.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Now, Jessica, what do you say is the process when you're wanting to create one of your own outfits? Where do you actually start, and what's like the process you go to actually get creative with it?
So back when I was a little bit younger in my drag career, what I used to do is I used to see all these people wearing black, wearing red, wearing like very plain Jane kind of outfits. And so what I would do is I used to go to like Joann's, Hobby Lobby, whatever fabric store, and I used to find the ugliest fabric. If it was ugly and stretched, I turned it into a costume.
Okay. And what do you feel like makes your drag actually unique from other queens?
What I think makes mine is unique and different is the fact that I'm not afraid to be myself.
Okay.
I am a big nerd. I am goofy. I'm silly. Like, and that's it. I don't try to be something I'm not. So you're not gonna see me do like the 8-count dance routine to get on up, but you're gonna see me sit there, pull out a couch completely in a muumuu, trying to get on up out of the couch, eating a sandwich.
Oh my gosh. That's absolutely nuts, though. So I love that, but what do you think makes actually your drag style unique?
It's just, Oh, you got me tongue-tied right there.
Okay, well,
I
tell
think
me,
what
girl.
I think what makes me unique is the fact that I will go there. I will do things that some people won't. I will take that idea of what it is to do drag and just throw in a bunch of sarcasm, throw in a bunch of irony with it. And that's what makes my drag so unique is that it's not the standard of drag.
Absolutely. I love that. Now, one thing I know is you have a lot of looks and you are not afraid to serve them. What is your favorite drag look throughout your whole closet?
So my favorite look, and it is the funniest story about that look. Me and two of my friends decided to go look at dresses while we were going to a gig, And so we were in full drag, and we stopped at Rue 21. Now, if anybody knows Rue 21, they have some cheap stuff, and they dollar bin, and their clearance sections are gold.
Yeah.
Well, I found a SpongeBob dress. So literally it has SpongeBob's face on them, and it's different SpongeBobs, and it was black and fun and goofy. I picked that up the first minute I found it. It is my favorite thing that I have ever bought, ever worn. I still have it. I wear it so often. It is one of my favorites.
Oh my goodness, you silly little bitch. You went silent just for a minute, but that's okay, girl. That's what technology does once in a while. Well, I'm actually curious, Jessica. Now, you seem like you are very much inspired by video games and comic books. What are some of your favorite characters to actually cosplay?
So some of my favorite ones. So I always love my girl Dark Phoenix. Jean Grey was one of my most favorite X-Men in the comics. Someone I love as well is Rogue. And then, of course, you can't be anywhere without Jubilee and Storm. So those are like my top 4 like badass X-Men that I loved.
Oh my God. And I love the X-Men. And Rogue was probably my favorite just because she was the sassy Southern girl, but like that ability of not being able to touch people kind of added kind of a vulnerability to her that really made her appealing as a queer person.
Oh yeah, the fact that to be afraid to show emotion and to get close to someone really is something that is scary. And for her, she took it and became powerful with it and knew herself and got confident in herself. And that's something that was amazing to me to see.
I agree. Now, which one of the X-Men are actually your favorite?
Dark Phoenix.
Oh, yes. Gotta love Jean Grey, who actually gets, like, well, what did you actually think of the movie compared to, like, the actual comic book and original cartoon?
See, I loved it. I will watch any X-Men movie. I will take any of their, like, ideas and adaptations. It was so good, and stop making those
It was so bad! And I'm sorry, I'm a child of the 80s and 90s, so I was spoiled with the original comic books and the 90s cartoon that was on Fox. I mean, girl, they rewrote that so much.
The thing, though, is you have to remember that today's society and today's movies, they take reference from the past. They don't want to duplicate it. And so, yes, like Apocalypse, think of First Class, think of the original the original trilogy. They took characters, changed them, made them their own, and that's what introduces to the younger audience. It's like when so many people hated Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I grew up with Anakin Skywalker as a little pod racer. And I remember being younger, my mom bought me the actual like helmet for pod racing. And trust me, I went as Anakin Skywalker probably about 3 or 4 years in a row. And those movies, I love those. I still watch them. I think they're amazing. Now look at the fandom that is so toxic. And it's like you grew up differently than I grew up. Mm-hmm. So why are you being so critical when it's someone else's idea and someone else's vision of what it could be? So that's why I love the Dark Phoenix movie from this one with Sophie Turner. I thought she did a great job.
I will agree. I'll say the actress that played Jean Grey in the Dark Phoenix, she really did do a good job. It's just, I miss so many of the elements of the original story, like the crystal and the, you know, the alien aspect, and, you know, the fact that the Phoenix was actually a guardian of this like mystical crystal that had this ultimate power. And, you know, I just felt all of those elements were missing from the movie.
But that's the kind of beauty of it. It's someone's idea of what they want to do and that they were able to execute it. And they were able to execute it really well. So if you don't think of what it has been, but what it could be, that's where movies and Like, you can adapt that to drag. You could do something that someone else did, or you could take your vision and make it your own.
Touche, bitch. Touche. I hear it. I get it. Now, speaking of bringing stuff to the stage and making it your own, what are we to expect from a Jessica Rabbid performance?
Oh, a Jessica Rabbid performance is always going to be the three S's: silly, stupid, and syphilitic.
Huh? Okay.
So what that means is you're going to laugh or giggle at one point, even if I'm doing a ballad to Whitney Houston's or am I doing Dolly Parton. You're going to giggle at some point because I can make something funny. Two is stupid. It made me, you're going to see me with a hand puppet mimicking words. You're going to see me fist someone on stage, or you're going to see me just try to like dance. And syphilitic means that I'm probably going to touch you with my butt. Oh. You're probably going to touch my boobs, or someone's going to get down under on me. So.
I love it. Now, I love that you kind of bring that kind of energy to the stage. Tell me, what kind of music do you tend to be attracted to when you actually do your performances?
I love all types of music. I feel like as a performer, you're more well-rounded when you can do anything. So I grew up loving country. So I'm a country queen. I will do some Reba McEntire. I will do some Martina McBride, like Faith Hill. Oh, I will do them all. I also grew up in the emo scene. So I will perform boy bands. So like I've performed Avenged Sevenfold, which is more rock, but I've done like We the Kings. So their song Check Yes Juliet, I came in as Juliet singing the song to myself. So I'm not afraid to do any sort of music, any sort of genre. You give me a song or tell me a theme, I will do it.
Well, what kind of performance do you think the audience kind of expects from you?
The audience expects me to be silly, be goofy, not take it so seriously. Like, that's what I want the audience to, when they hear my name, they're going to hear something funny, they're going to see something stupid, and they're going to get to touch my butt.
Oh, I want to touch your butt.
I always say, I'm beauty, I'm grace, I miss will sit on your face.
Oh my God, you dirty bitch. I love it so much. Now, you mentioned you're a funny girl. Tell me about the comedy that you bring to your performances.
My comedy is very kind of dry, very sarcastic, a little bit of irony with it. So like, I love performing songs that I come out in a big ball gown, all white crystals and rhinestone, and then I'll turn around and face the back of the room, and there's a giant poop stain going down the back of the dress. So I'm someone who's like, you'll see what you think it is, but then it's like, whoop, that's not it.
Okay. Well, then girl, do me a favor and tell us about one of your funniest performances.
One of my favorite performances I do is a song called Thanks for Sticking It In Me.
I think I know what you're talking about. Was that featured in a movie called Cherry Pop?
It was. It was so good. I love that song because I can come out in a slinky black gown or whatever kind of gown I want to wear. I'll wear a high whore jewelry, big necklace, jewels, rings. I will go all the way to 10. And then I hear then all of a sudden the song starts with, thanks for sticking it in me. I had a really great time. And all of a sudden people are like, what?
So when you do a performance like that, are you more outrageous or are you more subtle with your humor?
Oh, I love to act it out. So I'll like sit there and I'll be like, or I'll sit there, I'll get on the edge of the counter and like have my face dangling over. I'll go into someone's boobs if they let me and they say yes. I'll go in and just motorboat. Like, I am more of the physical reaction of it rather than the listen to the lyrics funny.
I hear that. Now, is Jessica a flirty queen? Does she like to play with the men during her audience?
Oh, I will play with the men, the women, the children's, whatever you got, I will do.
Oh my God, stay 6 feet away from the children, Jessica.
Oh no, they can come up on stage with me. I'll teach them how to booty shake. I'll teach them all sorts of fun little things. I'll get them to do little hand movements with me. My favorite thing is to get children to do the chicken dance.
Oh my God, I love it. And I could just see Jessica going up there on stage teaching children how to twerk.
Oh, it's the best. All you see is my granny panties like hanging out and me trying to teach the children of the future.
Oh my God, I love you so much, girl. Now, through all these amazing shows you've done, do you have a specific show that's probably one of your favorites that you do?
Yeah, so um, I have been involved with a charity called the YWCA up in Wenatchee, Washington for the last 5 years. This show is a fundraiser that raises money for women and children to get out of domestic violence situations. So we'll raise money for housing, clothing, job placement. So that fundraiser funds for the whole year. And so I've been lucky enough that I've been involved for the last 5 years. I've hosted the last 4 years. And so far they say that we keep going strong and that we're going to keep doing it. And it is my favorite show I look forward to every single year.
Oh my gosh. And what is one of those shows like?
So the last couple of years have been grand. So it's in this big auditorium where it's the big old stage with the red velvet curtain. There's two different sections in the auditorium. So they have the balcony and then the sweeping upstairs. It hosts anywhere from about 150 to 300 people, I think was the max we had 1 year. And there's just something powerful about how they'll set up and we'll work with the lighting crew. We have stage hands that help us. So when I say I want a single spotlight shining in the middle of the stage to smoke going across the stage as the curtain rises up, they do it. And it is so amazing.
Oh my gosh, that's fun sounding. Now, with your performers, I mean, is this a big like extravagant show you do where you tell your performers to bring the best dance numbers, the best comedy, or is it just a standard drag show?
I tell them bring what they want to bring. If they want to bring their top 10 drag and they want to do numbers that they absolutely love and adore, do it. I'm not going to police you and tell you what you can and can't do. What I'm going to do is tell you, take your idea and knock it up by 10. I was like, if you want to come out in bunny slippers and a bathrobe, come out in a rhinestone bunny slipper and a rhinestone bathrobe.
That's great advice, Jessica. I love that so much. Now, what do you say is it about this show that actually makes it so special to you?
The people that run the organization, they treat us like royalty. When the people come, people line up for meet and greets. They pay extra to come and take pictures with us. It's a show that they are more appreciative and thankful for us being there, that it makes me feel like I'm not doing a show, but I'm coming to see people that I've known for years and saying hi again and being able to see them. So it's a show that really kind of is in my heart, and it makes me so proud to be able to do it.
Oh, girl, I love that so much. Now, tell me a little bit, what does doing this kind of community work as a drag queen mean to you?
Rephrase that a little bit.
So, as a drag performing, doing drag shows and performing to raise money for your community, what does that mean to you?
It means a lot because my community is what makes me me. They come and support me. They will tip me $1. They help pay for hair, gowns, outfit, jewelry. They're the ones that fuel us. And so when it comes time to call for arms, I will be there for my community. So if you want me involved in a charity show, you want me to come do this, I'll come do it. And I'll come do it and I will raise money and I will do it with a smile on my face and have fun with it.
Yes, queen. I love that so much. And that is a true sign of a true queen. And I think you have a very solid mind about your drag. You don't mind making some money with your drag, but you also don't mind giving back to your community. And I think that really means something about you.
Yeah, I am someone who I will give back just as hard as someone gives to me.
Don't worry, girl. We're going to talk more about that later. So tell me, what do you think now? Now you have done so many things within your career. You even did at one point, you held a title, which I believe was called Sultana. Tell us a little bit about that experience holding that title.
So the Sultana title was with the Imperial Court of Spokane. So they are a 501c3 nonprofit um, organization that raises money for the community. So with me getting involved in that, I was able to meet people. I was able to build friendships that I hold to this day very near and dear. And I was able to travel a lot for it. And I was able to get around the country and go do things and see places that I never thought I'd be able to do. So I got to go have fun. I got to raise money for my community. And it made it all so worth it.
Oh, I love that so much. I think doing community work, especially through the court, can be very rewarding. I have been Heart of Oregon Princess and Empress through the court system, and I love it because it gives you a chance to represent through your year. It gives you time to raise money for different charities, and also gives you a chance to meet different resources, like you said, different queens you may not normally get to meet throughout the system. And at the same time, you're raising money, you're having fun. I mean, it's just such a freaking wonderful experience. Now, Jessica, what would you say holding that title actually meant to you?
It is one of my most proudest things that I've done in my drag career. For the aspect of it made me the family that I hold dear and near to me in drag, the people that I call family and that I will be there for anytime. I met them because of the court and I met them because of traveling. And so that's why that title holds so near and dear, is that I was able to make so many friends and made so much family that it's always going to have a special place in my heart.
Love that. Now, Sultana, that's not a title I'm completely familiar with, just so the audience at home kind of understands it a little more. Is it like an empress title, a princess title, or debutante? Could you give us like a maybe kind of a slight definition of that title?
So with Eastern Washington, the Court of Spokane is the full Eastern Washington. So it goes to Yakima, went up into Wenatchee, Spokane, and Tri-Cities. So with that, Sultana is the Tri-Cities version of, let's say, like semi like a princess. So it's semi like a gay state title, and somewhat like a princess title. It's kind of like in the middle of it.
I love that. Now, what would you say is the best thing and your favorite thing that you did throughout your whole reigning title?
My favorite thing that I was able to do, um, one of my things was I was able to do this car wash, and it may sound weird and it may sound funny, but at that car wash, I had the most fun. We had so many members of the community come out for it and support it, and I was able to have fun, kick back. We raised, I think, at least $1,000 that night, that day, and it was like stormy and overcasty. So we were able to like hold signs up to get people to come in. We had so much fun, and it was something that really was just us doing some hard work to give back to the community. And that's one
Now,
of the favorite things I've done.
now, did you do that in drag, Jessica?
Oh no, we were all menses. We were all scrubbed down. We were all in little booty shorts. Now that night afterwards, we had another fundraiser. It was like a two-parter. So we were able to do the Wet and Wild during the day and the Wet and Wild at night.
Oh, I love it because I was like picturing you in a blonde hair, maybe a Baywatch red bathing suit with a sponge, and doing that whole yes, mm,
Girl,
getting all sexy with it.
girl, as soon as this stuff gets super wet,
It's
you
not
will just
pretty
see me
anymore.
start sliding down. All of a sudden, top of the hut. Mm-mm.
Oh, oh my gosh, you're showing your Star Wars inspiration over there. Perfect, Jessica. Now, you have done some amazing things, and especially with your makeup abilities. Like, you are truly a stunning queen. Where did you learn your makeup skills?
So I always say that I have a twin sister in the Netherlands, Nikki Tutorials.
Oh, oh, girl, yeah, you do kind of look like her. That's totally true.
I learned everything about makeup from her. Like, I didn't have really a drag mom. And so with that, I watched other queens and picked up their little tricks, picked up what they did, and I kind of tweaked it to fit me. But I completely 100% bow down to the ground, will kiss the feet of Nikki Tutorials in a heartbeat for teaching me how to look this good.
So my question is then, I'm guessing if you ever end up on RuPaul's Drag Race and you have to do the snatch game, you better be serving me some Nikki Tutorials.
Oh no, girl. Trust me, I'm a Pamela Anderson fan. House down if I ever got on RuPaul.
Yes! Oh my god, I'm so fucking excited. Now I'm just like, book this bitch now.
So whenever I do my Pamela Anderson, I always bring different things to stuff in my boobs. So you'll see me with different boobs, different sizes. I'll use jack-o'-lanterns. I'll use a box and put all of my stuff in it. Oh, me and Tommy Lee go way back. Back when Aaliyah was singing Rock the Boat.
Ooh, me and Tommy Lee go way back too, when I used to masturbate to him and Pamela Anderson's sex tape.
Oh, I was about to say, did you get an STD too?
Well, not that I speak about. Well, perfect, girl. Now, tell us a little bit about the process that you actually have to go through to go from a really cute little boy bear to this beautiful curvy bombshell.
So it's really funny. I do not like getting ready for in drag.
Really?
I do not like to put on the makeup. I do not like to shave. I do not like to do any of that. I will sit there and I will hate it. I will dread it. I will sit there with a scowl on my face, painting my face. But as soon as I'm in the hair and the body and everything, all of a sudden it's a light switch and I feel so much better. But I hate getting ready for it.
Oh my gosh. Well, do you ever try to do any crazy or over the top looks with your makeup?
Oh yeah, I love the fact that makeup can do wonders. It can change your face. It can change subtle, tiny things. I love playing with different colors. I will paint my face all green. I will do all yellow. I remember one of my favorite ones, and I feel like the coronavirus copied me a little bit. I made one of those little face masks. I painted on a face mask with a little kitty mouth. That way when I talked, you'd see the mouth move. But trust me, I had the whole mask on for like so many years ago.
Ooh, girl, I love it. Now, you also sometimes do some crazy things, not even crazy, it's more playing with the art of drag, where you kind of play with gender and sometimes come out as a bearded queen. Is the process of putting on makeup with facial hair any different?
It is. So like what I do is if I'm gonna be in kind of a boyish androgyny kind of look, I will make my features a lot harder. So you'll see a lot more lines, you'll see a lot more cutting, you'll see a lot more depth in my facial hair. One of my favorite looks was actually I made a look full of candy. And so like I glued candy all over my face and I had sugar and I used all sorts of different fun things. And it was one of my most liked photos for a long time because of the fact that it was so different. But at the same time, I was in fishnets, I was in a skirt, I had a corset on. Like it was very much drag, but completely different.
I love it. See, I love drag that kind of pushes the boundaries of beauty sometimes. Like, there's always the cookie cutter queens, that kind of standard drag that a lot of people expect. And, it's wonderful, of course, but I think it's sometimes fun to push those boundaries and to do something like you said, where it's more kind of cutting edge, a little edgy. And I love it. Especially, I think one of the first times I ever seen you do the Dark Phoenix look was you were a bearded Dark Phoenix, weren't you?
Yep, I was a bearded Dark Phoenix, and it was great because I came in that event with a pantsuit and I was ready to go.
I love it so much. Well, girl, we have mentioned that you are quite the geeky girl, and you've been inspired by a lot of comic book characters and just a lot of just beautiful women in that industry. Now, are there any characters, pop icons, or just powerful women in general that have helped shape the woman that is Jessica Rabbid?
Oh yeah, I like to thank one of my like closest friends. Her name is Dee Heifer Valentine from Vancouver, Washington. She absolutely like encourages me. She supports me. She is someone who has pushed me, and I thank so much to her in the fact that she's one of those people that molded who I am. Now, talking like celebrity people who sculpted me, someone who I really identify with is Jennifer Tilly, as well
Oh,
as Jennifer Coolidge.
oh my god, that makes so much sense. Oh my god, you look like the 4th of July. I want a hot dog real bad.
Oh, yeah.
You know, she was probably one of my favorite characters she ever played was in Two Broke Girls.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh my god, she was always so fun. It's like, you know, she was Stifler's mom. She was in Legally Blonde, Two Broke Girls. That bitch knows how to make you laugh. Like, that's someone I think you would even be really fun to do for, like, Snatch Game also.
Oh, right. And then another person I love is Jennifer Tilly. Now, don't get me wrong, Jennifer Tilly and Jennifer Coolidge could be the same person, but
Maybe.
they've never been in the same room before, so. But no, Jennifer Tilly, she was a strong woman and a crazy bitch in A Bride of Chucky. And then little people don't know is that she's also Bonnie from Family Guy.
Ish. What?
Oh, oh,
I
oh.
did not know that. Oh,
With her voice, Joe, oh my gosh, her voice, you can just hear it every single where you go.
oh my god, girl, you need to do more celebrity impersonations. I think you would even be a great Jennifer Tilly now. You have
Oh,
her voice
yeah.
down.
Oh, yeah, it's all about just feeling like I just had a lot of stuff in my esophagus.
Oh my gosh. Well, I feel like you also take inspirations from wonderful 80s characters such as like Peg Bundy. Would you say that?
Oh, I love Peg Bundy, but that's the boy side of me. I want to be sitting on my couch, not going to work and eating some chicken. Like, that's what I want to be when I grow up. But no,
Oh
Kathy
my.
Seagal is amazing. Like, she's one of my favorite. When she was on Sons of Anarchy, woman, yes. Oh,
See, I love that. And you know, besides Married with Children and well, of course, Futurama also, one of the most key things I remember her from was from my childhood was a Disney original movie called
Smart
Smart
House.
House.
Yes,
Yeah.
queen.
And I lived for her because she had that like little wig that had a little flip in it, and she was fucking sassy as fuck. And oh, that bitch is fierce. Well,
I'm so good. So many people don't realize that DCOM original movies shaped some of the queens of today.
oh, totally. Oh my god, I totally agree with that. I mean, Halloween Town, bitch.
Oh, come on, Marnie. She's my girl. She's who I wanted to be when I grew up.
Oh, I love that. Well, speaking of growing up and turning into quite the creature, now you are a fierce queen, but something a lot of people might not know about you is, if you don't mind me telling all the cameras, because there is film in that, is you're also a very popular porn star. Is that correct?
I would never say that I'm a star, but I have done porn. And it's something that I'm pretty proud of as a like in my life. And it's because the fact that I am a bigger boy that it gives so many more people more empowerment to love themselves and look at themselves and say, I'm sexy, I'm hot, I'm just what I am.
Oh my god, girl, I'm like so jealous. Like, I've actually always wanted to do porn just because I'm like, who doesn't want to get paid for having sex with someone? I mean, hello.
Right? It's to me it's not about like just the having sex with someone. It's more of giving that connection and having fun with it. And that's just what I like to do about it.
I love it. And what was it actually about porn that made you want to do it? And how did you actually get into it?
So it was actually kind of a sad story.
No.
When I was young, so I started when I was 18, and I was very insecure and in a very dark place in my life that I really didn't think my life was going to go anywhere. I didn't think that I was going to amount to anything. And so when this opportunity arose, I was very much like, well, I don't have anything else to do. And when it happened, I did it. I didn't have any regrets about it. But as soon as it happened, it like skyrocketed. And so many people were very responding to it. And I got so much love and so much appreciation. And I've had so many people come to me and tell me, you know, I'm a bigger person. I don't look like these six-pack ab kind of guys. And I want to do this. I want to be involved. I want to show that I'm sexy too. And so by doing it, I didn't believe that I was sexy or attractive or really someone to idolize. But after doing it, it gave me a new idea of what I am. And so by doing it, it made the boy side of me so much stronger.
Well, I love that. I love that kind of porn added a confidence for you. Now, would you say that people recognize you more for doing drag or for doing porn?
Neither.
Oh,
I look so different when I get out of drag that some people have to like double take that it's actually me. So, and I've very rarely been like approached saying, "Oh, I know who you are from your videos." Most of the time, people are like, if they message me, it's, "Boy, someone's catfishing you in South Dakota."
wow. Now, what is that? If you don't mind me just prying a little deeper in that world, what is the experience like doing porn and being behind those cameras? Like, do they do a lot of directing or do they just let you do what you're going to do?
So the company that I've done videos for, the owner is an amazing man. He's so sweet, so nice. He doesn't want to force feed, if you want to so by say. He more wants to let the magic happen by itself. He'll every once in a while say, "Okay, stop, let's do a little bit more of this." But besides that, it's very much like go with the flow, doing it what we normally do, and having fun with it.
Yeah, I totally get that. Now, you mentioned in the pre-interview that there were some repercussions that came with doing porn. Was that just the fact that you blew up so big, or was there anything else that went into it?
It was more of like a psychological thing with doing it. Um, I learned that it's not necessarily my passion in life. Um, it was just something that I've done and something that I might do again in the future. But I learned on that I'm not that kind of over sexual kind of person that posts every single day and has to have many, many people and many followers. I'm just not like that. And so that's where it kind of became kind of a mind thing of, do I do something and keep posting and keep trying to do something that's not really me versus, yeah, I've done it and I've done it before and it's fun and people like it.
I love it. Now, have you ever had like how many? Can you count how many times you've done it?
I have, I think, 7 scenes out right now on the site that I'm on. Kind of the funny part about that is that rated the #1 actor on that site.
Oh my God! Well, girl, of course you were. She's a winner, boys and girls. You know,
Right.
what was your favorite like person to work with in that kind of interactions? Were there any favorite models that you like to work with?
I have one scene that I absolutely love. His name was Mason Shaw, and it was at an event that called TBRU, Texas Bear Roundup, down in Texas. And I was super shy, super quiet. I didn't know anybody. and he was there and he wanted to do a video. And so we kind of started hanging out, and his partner was there. So I got to meet his partner, and we actually built a friendship before we filmed. And so because of that, I absolutely love that scene. It's one of my favorites. It's the only one I ever purchased. I haven't even purchased any of mine. And I've never watched any of mine.
Do you have
So
a certain fear of watching yourself in that kind of interactions?
no, nothing like that. I just am too critical of myself.
Oh my gosh, you'd be like, you should have been that way and you should have took it deeper. Come on, girl, you're a winner.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you dirty, dirty girl. I love you so much. Well, let's get back to the drag a little bit. I do appreciate you letting us talk about the porn because, I mean, who doesn't fucking love porn?
Oh, I know, right? It's so much fun.
Well, perfect. What does drag mean to you as a performer, and how would you say drag has actually affected your life?
Drag has affected my life in so many different ways. I've been able to travel, I've been able to perform, I've been able to meet people and build so many friendships and be able to call a lot of people family. And so that's one thing like I will always be grateful with drag is that it shaped me into who I am today, and it's going to shape me into who I am tomorrow.
You get it, queen. You are one fierce girl. Now, what's something that you think people should know about Jessica Rabbid that they may not already know?
Jessica is actually a super shy person. Jessica will sit in the back and watch, and she'll support, and she'll know when it's her time to shine. And so that's kind of something unique about some drag queens, is that some drag queens know when to let others shine versus trying to shine all the time. And so that's one thing with Jessica is that if she's there, she lets the person performing have that moment, and she will support them. She will tip $1. She will get up and scream and have fun with them if they want her to. She's someone who is there just to have fun with drag.
I love it. Now, Jessica, I believe you told me since you started drag, you have birthed, several drag children. Tell us a little bit about your drag family.
So I always like to say my drag kids are some of the sweetest, kindest people you'll ever meet, but they're some of the people that take a beating. They were people that got a little bit bullied by some people in the community. They got put down because of makeup. They got put down because of creative ideas. And they just wanted someone to give them that love and attention. I know with one of my daughters, Ida Fittler, she was kind of rough around the edges, just starting out. And she has like this vintage feel. So it's very much the flappers, the 1920s, very much that aesthetic. And she got a lot of grief from some of the queens back home.
Really?
And so I took her down one day and I was like, come with me. Because she was not so confident that night. I took her downstairs. I sat her in front of my station. I helped her tweak some things with her makeup. And I told her, let's get together sometime later this week or next week, and let's go over your face, and let's do this. And she is such a sweet and caring and loving person that I just drew to me. And she was my first drag child ever. And so I always said she was going to be the only one.
Well, I love that you are very uplifting and you actually want to teach these girls something. Some drag mothers are just like, you're going to be my drag child, but then don't do anything. So I love that. Now, what does being a drag mother mean to you, Jessica?
Being a drag mom to me is always being there. I may not be in the same city. I may not always check in, but if I sense that something's going on, I will reach out and I will message. I will make a trip to come see them. I will get them out of a horrible situation if they're in it. I'm that rock that they can rely on. They know that they can call me and text me, and I will be there for them. I won't just kick them to the curb and say, good luck, but I'll be that person to be like, okay, let me help you off this curb.
Oh my gosh, you are such a good mother. Now, what are some of the things you tried to instill in your drag children?
I try to tell them to, like I always say, your boy self is always the most important part. If your boy self is lacking or your boy self is hurting, the drag side will not do well. And so with that, I had a really hard conversation with one of my children, and I was like, you need to scale back. You need to focus on this, because right now you're not in a good living situation. You're not in a good place of mind, and drag can eat you alive. And
Right.
so I had that hard conversation of fix this part and make this part a hobby. I was like, because it's not working as a career move, but it's more of a hobby for you. And so that's where it was that hard conversation of let's focus on you and let's less focus on this. And I think that's one of the biggest things with some of my drag kids is that I want them to succeed outside of drag. I want them to succeed in their career. If one of my children is a gymnastics coach and is amazing and acrobatic, and it's something that they're giving back and teaching youth. And to me, that's 10 times more important than looking pretty and sparkling in a club. And so I told that one that you need to excel in this because that's what your passion is. I was like, drag is a fun hobby, but focus on this because this is what you love.
It's true. And once you find true happiness within your real life or your everyday life, it makes it a little easier for you to be successful with your drag. And, you know, there's times where if you're struggling in everyday life, you're not going to be able to give 100% to your audience, especially, you know, when you're trying to plan your outfits, plan your performances. Sometimes it just won't come together. So I think that's really great advice that you've given them, Jessica. Now, I know you have been a very popular queen and you've done so many shows, girl. You've even worked with so many RuPaul girls. What was that like?
You know, they're regular entertainers. They used to be local queens and they just got a platform that made them rise. And so a lot of them celebrate local queens. A lot of them, when they do come to the town, they want to interact. They want to meet people. They want to hang out with us. And so that's one thing that I've always loved about the Ru Girls is that you had a platform that elevated yours, but you're still very down to earth and very chill, and you're one of us local performers.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Who was your favorite RuPaul girl to meet?
So I have two. So one is going to be Delta Work.
Okay.
Delta Work was my favorite queen and is still my favorite queen. If she got on All Stars, best believe that would be who I would be cheering for every single week. Like,
Yeah.
I want her to come back so bad. Funny story about her. She was in one of my first big shows that I performed at when I was a baby queen. And so I was at Ross Dress for Less. Shout out to Lilac. And I was looking for an outfit for that night. And I was sitting there and I heard the laugh of our show hostess, Ophelia Cummings. And I was like, where is she? And all of a sudden she pops up and she was like, hey girl. And I'm like, hey. She goes, I'm here with Delta. And I was like, what? And she goes, yeah, let's date with Gabriel. And she calls him over and I just kind of like froze. I was so starstruck and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm meeting one of my like favorite people and favorite idols. And oh my gosh, I was like, uh-huh, I'll see you tonight. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Oh my God.
And then later on, I performed twice with her at the bar at 2 different shows. And then I performed with a third time with her in Idaho with a show hosted by one of my favorites, Akasha Delusty. And she was there and I was one of the guests. And I walk in and I was like, hi. And she goes, I know you. And I was like, oh. She goes, you're from Tri-Cities. You're the one who did the glitter and the disco look. And I was like, oh, she remembered me. And so I was just like, oh, it was one of my favorite things in the world. And I was so thankful I got to like meet her and interact with her. And hopefully one day interact with her some more because she's one of my favorites.
I love it, especially when they remember you. I mean, that feels really rewarding for you as a performer because that's happened with me with Sharon Needles. Like, she's made some questionable decisions through her career, but she's still a fierce queen, and I really have loved her drag style. And one time, I think I met her when she first won, and I gave her a gift. And then, like 6 years later, she came down to shot skis, and I got to meet her again. And she's like, "Aren't you that bitch that calls herself Bitchcock?" I'm like, "You remember me." So I love that so much. Now, I heard you actually have some other crazy stories with some other Rue girls. Tell us another funny story. Another one. Do it. Mm.
So another fun one was actually a couple years later, I was able to meet Mariah Balenciaga and India Farah. And Mariah Balenciaga, I think, is the most beautiful queen that was ever on RuPaul's Drag Race. I was like, no one can fight me. No one can disagree with me. She was stunning.
Prettier than RuPaul?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
RuPaul's pretty, but that season 1 filter is prettier.
Girl, that's
just kidding. But no, so it was during a show, and I had this big, like, Sonic the Hedgehog curly, like, 8 to 10 ponytail wig. And I was sitting in the back, and I was duct taping my head. So I put on a bumpet, and I started duct taping, and all you hear is rip, rip, rip. And all of a sudden I hear, oh, that's the sound of a queen. And I was like, oh, and it was her, and she complimented me. And it was just one of those things that made me feel so valid. And just one of the times that I got to meet someone that I absolutely loved.
I love that. And who is your all-time favorite RuPaul girl that you have or have not met?
So my all-time favorite, and it's kind of a controversial topic because it was Fifi O'Hara.
Oh, I love a good mean girl.
I loved her. And that's the funny part is like I've met her. I was lucky enough to meet her here in Denver one night. I was asked to perform that night and I was so excited. And it was funny because some of the queens didn't like her because they met her previously or they had this preconceived idea of her. And that night, I actually did my Mario number, my Super Mario number.
Right.
And I came out with the whole Mario outfit. And I remember meeting her and she was like, hi, nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. And I was like sitting there talking with her. And then I go, what's that? And we turned around in her little dressing room because there was a TV screen with a bunch of monitors with the cameras around the club. And one of the go-go boys downstairs walked right in front of it and started changing. And so we sat there and we were like, oh, we see penis! It was one of the funniest times, and it was one of those things that like broke down a wall. And after that, she was like, so you're gonna do a Mario number? And I go, yeah. She goes, I'm gonna come out and watch it. And so that night she came out and she watched part of my number. And I felt so like good about myself and my drag because I had someone that I really did like and someone that I really kind of fell in love with as the character and through their posts that was so validating and so awesome to kind of feel. So that's one of my favorites. So she's always been my favorite.
And you know, honestly, Fifi's not as mean as she was painted on Drag Race. She's actually quite a sweet queen. I've gotten to meet her at DragCon. And you know, at DragCon, like you said, not a lot of people were very interested to meet her. But it was kind of nice to just stop, talk to her because she's a fucking talented queen with so many skills. I mean, what did she do? She did a full year of different cosplay looks, didn't she?
Oh yeah, I remember her My Little Pony looks were amazing.
Oh my God. And one that she did is that I still remember to this day is she did a Hey Arnold look and she dressed up with the big blonde. And I was like, girl, this
Yeah.
is fierce. As you say what you want about Fifi O'Hara, but her drag is stunning.
Oh yeah, she's gorgeous.
Now, girl, we have been stuck in quarantine for the last couple of months, and that has really fucked with some of our shows. But a little birdie told me that you might have some virtual shows popping up.
So yeah, there's actually going to be one tonight that I did for one of my really good friends, Ivanka T. Rump, down in Orlando, Florida. Um,
Ooh.
she's one of my favorites. She's a little puppy, so she's a human pup, and um, everybody knows I love a good pup. And
Wait for my
so
boyfriend.
she asked me to be in it, and it was the one show that I did um, during the whole quarantine because I really took it as a time to let other performers who do it as a career have the spotlight and let them get the attention and let them be that creative because I was still working. And so it seems not fair that when I was working a full-time job, that these people who were put out of work didn't have any sort of way to make money or have an income. So why am I going to take money out of their pocket when they are trying their hardest to stay afloat?
Oh my God, I love that about you. That shows a true queen right there. Now, you've done this new virtual show that's popping up tonight. What kind of performance could we expect from it?
You're gonna see me be very wet, a little steamy, possibly like a little like soupy. So it's just me being me and giving good face and giving good hand, and of course a lot of hairy titty.
Oh my God, I love it so much. So, what besides that, what could we expect next from the one and only Jessica Rabbid?
Retirement. Like
What?
I am ready to put the heels away. I'm ready to put the corsets down. I am ready. I always said by the time I'm 30, I'm gonna grow out my beard and I'm gonna be a cute little muscle bear one day.
Oh my God, girl, no, don't do it. Oh no, wait. Let me think about it. Actually, no, go ahead and do it. And then when you're done, ship me all your wigs because you got a lot.
Well, I always say I will give to charity once every year.
Well, honey, there is nothing more charity than me. Have you seen my face?
I'm not gonna
Oh my God, I love it so much. So, Jessica, oh my God, I really do hope you don't retire because you're a fierce queen. Would you ever maybe consider going on a video platform like Drag Race or anything?
I if the opportunity presented itself, yes. Because I feel like I could represent and be a niche that hasn't yet been filled. And so that would be the only reason I'd want to go is to show that big girls can be sexy, they can be powerful, and they can succeed. And that would be my only goal is to be the first plus size queen to win that title.
I love that. And I think you could snatch that crown, bitch. You are a fierce girl with some great ideas. Now, speaking of fierce girls, you have known me, Melina Bitchcock, for quite a few years. Do you have any fun, crazy stories, or maybe just some fun experiences you'd like to share with the audience?
About you?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
mean, I was okay. I'll tea all shade. Here's some really juicy stuff. So
Okay.
the reason why I was trying to get close to you for so many years is because I tried to get with your emperor a couple times.
Oh my God, and bitch, you know he totally wanted your ass also. So all you guys ever had to do was actually flirt with each other.
Oh, trust me, I tried. I sat there and I was like, yeah, Melina, yeah, Melina, uh-huh. Okay, Melina, yeah.
Oh my God, so what you're saying is you were only nice to me to fuck my emperor?
Well, if one has something and the other wants it, they will do whatever they take to get it.
Oh my God. Well, remind me that when you retire and I want all your wigs when you're near a cliff, I'm ready to push you off.
So wait, what you're saying is that you'll get me with your emperor if I give you a wig?
If you give me all your wigs, I'll make sure you sleep with my emperor this weekend.
Oh, hey, you can Venmo me, PayPal, send him over to me, UPS, FedEx, whatever you gotta do.
Girl, I love it. Well, one last question before we go into our games. What did you think about your experience here on Bitch Talk with Bitchcock?
It was fun. I enjoyed it. I've watched a few episodes, and I think you're doing some amazing work. I think it's quite fun just to see a couple people sitting back, having fun, just as a conversation, to be able to do that. And I think your platform that you've created is quite great. And I hope that you keep doing it and it just gets even more and more better.
Thank you. I really do appreciate that because a lot of people don't realize how much work goes into creating each of these episodes. We do a pre-interview, then I have to sit down and write your cue cards, and then we, of course, have to get ready and do the main interview. So it can be kind of exhausting, but it is very rewarding because it gives me an opportunity to not just feature queens like you, but also let people see you under a different light than what they may normally see at the nightclubs, to get a different perspective of you as a performer. So I really do appreciate that. Thank you, darling. Well, all of you beautiful people and boys and girls and all of those in between, I just want to thank you for watching Bitch Talk with Bitchcock. And if you've enjoyed this wonderful episode, I want you to look down below within the description where you can find both me and Jessica's PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App information. If you really enjoyed this episode and want to show a little appreciation to either of us, please go ahead and do that. It's always going to be appreciated, but again, never mandatory. Now, I also want to just make a quick announcement. If you also look down below within the description, you can find some important information. Right now, again, boys and girls and all those in between, we are dealing with some rough times. And we are definitely going through a heavy movement. I just want to say that Black Lives do matter. And if you want to support the Black Lives Matter movement, I want you to look down below where you can find several links where you can donate to different causes, such as bailing out people who are protesting, donating to George Floyd's memorial fund, and just the Black Lives movement. So please look down below to also support that. I also want to mention that our next guest is coming up for episode 35 on June 5th, as we have the one and only Nate Boozer from the one and only Work Dance Company. That's right, we get our first choreographer on the show that talks about us, the world of dance, and really break down some of his big shows he's done. So Jessica, before I let you go, lovely, do you want to play a little game with me?
Oh, I thought you never asked, and I already got my libations ready.
Well, perfect, because I wanted to get you all lubed up anyway. So we're going to play a little game that we like to call Truth or Drink. Well, perfect, girl. How this will work is I'm going to ask you a series of shady questions, and you can either answer truthfully or take a shot. Are you ready for it?
I got my drink already.
Oh my goodness. And she likes to swallow. Well, perfect. For round one, tell us, what was your sloppiest drunk moment in drag?
Oh, okay. So this is a fun one. And I don't know if people know because there's a little rumor going around, but a few years ago at Boise Coronation, I happened to have a little bit too much to drink. And it all started at the water party beforehand. No, it wasn't the water party. It was, what's the before coronation?
Hospitality?
Thank you. So yes, it was the hospitality. And I decided to go drink for drink, shot for shot with one of my friends. Well, I had my drag daughter come with me and drag me across the street to come back so I can get ready. Well, I happened to have had a little bit too much. And when I drink, I tend to get naked.
Ooh.
So I basically derobed completely, had a little towel, and I started beeping and bopping to other people's rooms. Just
Okay.
hanging out, coming to say hi, just like, hey, how are you doing? So I literally was walking around half naked, basically, in Boise, Idaho for about 3 hours saying hi to everybody.
Oh my gosh. Did you ever drop the towel?
I had someone tell me to put it back on.
Oh, no. Oh my God. That's the real tea, Jessica. I love it. For round two, oh my God, this one's a shady one. Okay, wait. Who's the worst guy you've ever filmed a porno with? She's gonna drink.
Nope, nope, nope. Mm-mm.
She don't kiss and tell, boys and girls.
Oh, I don't kiss and tell. I just won't tell you who smelled.
Ah! Ooh, that's stinky. I love it. Okay, well, let's go to round three, where we're gonna have you tell us about your worst performance flop.
Okay, so this was a fun one. So at Charlie's in Denver, the one night they had a foam party. And so they had the big foam coming down from the patio. People were in and out of it. I had a cocktail or two, so I was having fun and like, woo, woo, woo. Well, at Charlie's, they have these little bars that are attached to the ceiling. So the go-go boys or drag queens can grab them and do like fun little movements. And so I was performing and I went up and I touched two of the go-go boys and like rubbed my hands down them and they were covered in soap.
Oh.
And so like during my number, I tried to wipe it off on my body and act all sexy. Well, when I got the bright idea to jump up and grab the bars, because they're about 5 feet off of the board, I went and grabbed them and then I pulled myself up and tried to swing. And it was so soapy that I let go.
Oh.
And literally came crashing down to earth. And I literally was like, oh, and I hit the box, the go-go box. I fell back, I lost my wig, and my knee gave out, and I was like hobbling off the stage trying to get off.
Oh my God, I'm not trying to laugh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
my
I'm
God,
so glad that filmed it. Like, I'm so glad no one filmed it.
Oh my God, that would, that's the worst when they do film those embarrassing moments. I mean, there's a few of them of me out there, and I'm just like, delete, delete, delete.
Oh, I wouldn't say your nudes are embarrassing.
Oh, no, no, those aren't embarrassing at all, girl. If you see me naked, there's nothing embarrassing about that. There's definitely a reason they call me Bitchcock.
Oh, weren't you on that episode of True Life? I have a micro penis.
Oh, girl, ask anyone in the drag scene. There is definitely no rumors about me having a micro penis. It's quite the opposite. Well, perfect, girl. Well, have you ever, speaking of, had a crush on another drag queen?
There's one. I will not say her name. She is a beautiful bald-headed queen. She lives in Oregon, so I'll give you that little nugget, little tidbit. Won't tell
Bitch,
you
you're
who
talking
it is.
about my emperor.
Oh, not that one.
Oh, okay.
You said Kai Kai with the queen. I just want to fuck that queen.
Okay. So you tend to have a bald tendency that you're attracted to. I love it.
Oh yeah, if I'm able to see my reflection in the back of their sweaty head, game over.
Well, girl, you have to always make sure your makeup's looking good, right?
Amen.
Well, perfect. Let's go to the last round of Truth or Drink for round 5. And you can tell us the most shadiest moment you've ever had in drag.
Like shady to me or shady to someone else?
Let's make it fun and say shady to someone else.
So I'm going to answer this halfway and I'll finish my drink because of it.
Yes.
So, do you remember when Facebook was telling people, like, reporting names for being fake profiles?
Yeah.
So me and this one queen, we had a notorious fight, and we had a notorious love-hate relationship of each other. And so when this all was going down, I got about 50 to 100 people to report her profiles as fake.
Oh,
And so I'm not gonna tell you who, so I'm gonna drink this. But yeah, it was an interesting time in my life. Jesus didn't find me yet. I didn't find him.
oh,
So I'm gonna finish
that
this.
was juicy. Well, I hope you enjoyed that drink over there because you definitely deserved it for spilling all that fucking tea. But now that we got you all lubed up, Jessica, why don't we play one more game? And this one we like to get people in trouble with because this one we call Marry, Kai Kai, and Cancel. And how this will work is I'm going to name 3 names at you at a time. And out of those 3 names, you're going to tell me who you want to marry, who you want to Kai Kai with, and who you want to cancel their shows completely.
Okay, let's do it.
Well, perfect. Let's get real, starting with round 1 with the one and only Angelica DeVille, the beautiful Vivica Valentine, and of course the annoying Kimberly Michelle Westwood.
Ooh, that's a good one. So I'm gonna give you a story about one of them. So I will Kai Kai with Kimberly because I steal her shit, and some of those wigs are cute. We could just cancel Vivica. She'd be getting the cookie jar too many times. And she knows that means. Love you, Vivica. And then I will marry Angelica DeVille because I have a cute little story about her.
Okay.
So back home, I was at a gig and I had all my makeup stolen from me that night. Someone just walked out with my whole makeup box. And I drove to Vancouver to see a couple of my friends and family there. And I was talking to her because we were talking and we're friends. And she decided to give me a lot of makeup and to help me in that time because I didn't have that much money to replace all my makeup. And so she got me a couple makeup palettes, she got me setting powder, foundations, and so she really was able to help me, and she did it just out of the goodness of her heart. And it's something that I've always treasured and I've always appreciated. And one day when I go to Portland, I hope to be able to repay that by making it rain on her while she performs, taking her out to dinner, something just to be able to say thank you.
You know, and Angelica is one of the kindest and sweetest queens you could fucking meet in the scene. And once she believe me, if you piss her off, she'll fucking cut you at the knees. But if she likes you, she will definitely support you and uplift you. And it's so wonderful to see that she did something like that for a fellow queen that was in need. That's wonderful. Okay, so let's get real for round 2 and go with some of your Salem favorites, starting with, of course, the wig favorite herself, Lilac. Then her very own drag mother, Miss Riri Caliente. And then the bitch that Lilac Kai Kai's with on a regular basis, the one and only, the JJ.
Ooh, that's a good one. So I love me my Salem queens. They are amazing. They are hardworking. They are beautiful. They look like Linda Evangelista sometimes. But if I'm going to marry one, I'm going to marry Riri Caliente.
Really?
Oh, yeah. She looked like she could feed me so good. She looked like she going to keep me fed. She looked like she going to snuggle me at night. Oh, anytime, Riri, just let me know. I would Kai Kai with the JJ because I heard that it's swinging down there and I could have a real good time pumping and grinding.
Okay, so that means you're going to cancel Lilac?
Fuck yes.
Bitch, but think of the wigs.
Think of the wigs that I would get from it. If she quit drag, you know all them wigs need to go to a good home.
Oh my God, girl, you're fucking amazing. Okay, well, let's go to round 3. And we're going to mix it up a little bit, starting with the one and only Seattle Queen, Miss Drew Paradisco. What are your homegirls, Miss D. Heifer Valentine? And then, of course, the one and only Nova Kane.
Ooh, those are three good ones. So I would have to say I would Kai with Drew Paradisco.
Oh, who would it? Mm-hmm.
I know, it was so funny. So funny story about that. When she won Gay Washington, that night while we were at bars, people kept telling me congratulations. And I didn't know why people kept telling me congratulations. It wasn't until she showed up and we were wearing, we looked so identical that I was able to actually like look, and people thought I was her.
Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah.
So that's the fun part. So I would totally Kai with her. I would obviously marry Dee Heifer Valentine because I said earlier, she is someone who I absolutely adore, absolutely love. She is a rock for me, and I can call her anytime I need help or I need advice. She knows I'll be there for her in a heartbeat. So that's my love. Plus, I would get Clyde with it, her husband. And plus, trust me, Clydesdale, we'd have fun.
So that means you're going to cancel Nova Kane.
Yeah, she old. She old. She dying. She got the gout, something. But she good. She good in Spokane. She got her husband. She good. I was like...
Well, let's go to round 4. This one I'm actually kind of scared about. So be nice. We have some of your favorite Eugene girls, or I thought so. And we're going to start with the one and only Diva Disaster, the handsome and studly Hunter Down Knightley, and then just to mix it up, the one and only cunty Melina Bitchcock.
So that's a pretty simple one. So of course I would Kai Mr. Hunter Downey. Oh, I polish that bald head any day of the week. I would end up marrying you.
Yay! I get to marry a beauty.
Exactly. We'd be separate bedrooms, separate times of the day. You only get to feed me, so that's really all I care about. Plus, I can play with some of your drag.
Bitch, no problem. I'll be one of those like husbands that like feeds you like donuts and pork chops and oh yeah, I will do it, girl.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, perfect. That means you're gonna, cancel Diva Disaster. Oh.
She knows why.
Oh. Okay, well, I can't wait to get the tea on that one.
Let's see if she'll tell the truth.
Oh, girl. Well, let's go to the last round and let's really fuck it up with this one as we have Jessica Lahore, Lithia Morose, hopefully I said that correct.
Morose,
and then Onalicious Mercury.
Ooh, that's a good one too. Okay, so Jessica Lahore and Lithia Morose are two of my Denver queens that I absolutely love. And Onalicious is from Vancouver, and I am one of her drag children, part of her family, so I am a Mercury.
Okay.
So I belong to the House of Mercury. So what I would have to say is cancel Onalicious.
You're going to cancel your own family?
Oh, of course so. I was like, we may be family, but that don't mean we blood. I would end up marrying Lithia because she's one of those people that are so down to earth and so cool and just so supportive that I would marry her in a heartbeat. And then I would Kai with Jessica Lahore because if you saw the drag Jessica Lahore does, oh, bitch. You need to Google her. You need to Facebook her. You need to find all the stuff on her because she's legit the next RuPaul's Drag Race superstar.
What is with all you fucking Jessicas in a drag world being so fucking talented? There's Jessica Lahore, there's Jessica Rabbid, and then, of course, Jessica Paradisco. And all of you are so talented in the fucking drag world. Maybe I need to change my name to Jessica.
I mean, Jessica Bitchcock does have a good kind of ring to it.
I actually kind of like that. So, hey. Well, Jessica, girl, I truly adore you. And if I can say that I have always been so attracted to your drag and the character that you present because you may be a little sassy at times, but you are so fun to be around, girl.
Thank you. And I enjoy being around you too. I mean, I may tease you and I may act like I'm aloof and not really interested. But girl, every single time I've seen you walk down a runway, every time I've seen you just hanging out, like you have been nonstop killing it. Even tonight, I was like, us nerdy queens gotta stay together.
Yes, that means a lot, especially coming from someone like you, Jessica, because you have a very solid idea what you want to do with your drag. And it took me almost 15 years to get where I am and to get a solid idea of who I wanted my character to be. So I almost envy you too, because you got there a little quicker than me. But thank you again for coming on the show and sharing all of your beauty with Bitch Talk with Bitchcock.
Thank you so much for having me. I had so much fun. And just to say again, I would love it if people would, instead of tip me, tip the organizations with Black Lives Matter, the Foundation for George Floyd. I would love it if you guys sent that money to them. If you cannot send money, I would love it if you donated cases of water down to protesters. I would love it if you supply help and volunteer with your local organizations that are wanting to help during this time. I know a Rose Empress Summerlin Seasons with Esther's Pantry. I would love to see people helping her and helping that organization at this time. So if anybody has anything that they could help, definitely do it for this right now.
I fully agree. In fact, I'll make you a deal today, Miss Jessica. I'm not going to put either of our tip information into this video. In fact, for all of you people watching, all I'm going to put within the description for this video is all the information that you can support Black Lives Matter, because these are some scary times and we really need to be supporting our brothers and sisters of the POC community and supporting the Black Lives Matter movement. Again, like Jessica said, if you can donate product, water, get masks for people doing those protests, just to make sure that people can stay safe and hydrated, that's going to be very much appreciated. So for all those watching, there won't be any tip information, but make sure that you do look within that information for Black Lives Matter and donate today. So all of you beautiful boys and girls and all of those in between, I hope you enjoyed this wonderful episode of Bitch Talk with Bitchcock with the beautiful Jessica Rabbid. Yes.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Bye, everybody.
Of course, our next episode is coming up this Friday as we have the one and only Nate Boozer with the Dance Work Company. He's going to come on here and show all the secrets for his dance moves and really just tell us about working with some of the best drag queens in the industry. So definitely tune in for that. A quick announcement on top of that is, Jessica really worked this episode of Bitch Talk with Bitchcock this fabulous Wednesday that I see no point to ever do any more Wednesday episodes again. Jessica, I think you're my last Wednesday guest ever.
I always knew Wednesdays were the best day of the week.
That's right, boys and girls and all those in between. Bitch Talk with Bitchcock is moving to twice a week. So instead of doing Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we are switching to Mondays and Fridays, just so I can breathe a little. Well, thank you again for all of you tuning in and supporting Bitch Talk with Bitchcock. I really love doing all of these episodes with you. And Jessica, I hope you stay safe over there. And just to let you know, you look truly beautiful, so you better go fucking do a photo shoot, because I want to see a Dark Phoenix photo shoot soon.
Yes, for sure. I mean, I'm getting all the speed dials and I'm getting all the queer local artists to help me with it. So you will see something soon.
Perfect. Well, all of you beautiful people, stay safe, keep fighting the good fight, and we will see you on the next episode of Bitch Talk with Bitchcock. Love you all. Mwah. Bye.